don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Somebody can't wait to get home today. I think it's a bit too cold for him. Cool. That's not your house. Not that one. It's this one. It's Thursday. It's the 1st of July. The 1st of July. That's it. We're into the second half of the year now. Into the 7th month. I just don't see how the first half of the year can just go past in such a blur of a non-event, really, because nothing's really happened this year so far. We've had one steampunk event out, and that's it. Nothing's happened. The year is half over, and that's it. We've done nothing at all. I suppose, in the days of COVID and pandemics and quarantines and lockdowns, you've just got to roll with the punches, haven't you? So I've just been looking at my calendar for July, and I'm thinking, right, okay, Thursday the 1st is the last week in June's vlog, and then of course Friday the 2nd, and then Saturday the 3rd, the first Saturday in a brand new month. Yeah, it's mission inspiration, and I've not done anything. I've not even thought about what we're going to do this month. So I suppose I better get my thinking cap on and come up with a theme and some colours and some ingredients to use before I do anything else.
There's a potentially fatal trap at the top of the stairs coming down. Have a look. I think he wants to play.
Yeah. Are you waiting with Teddy on the off chance? It is a bit pathetic, Bentley, isn't it? He's not having any of it at all, is he?
He isn't, no.
It's Monday morning and back to work. Didn't really film over the weekend, unfortunately. On Saturday we had our friends Karen and Steve over for lunch, so they arrived around about 11 o'clock. So Saturday morning was spent just tidying the house up a little bit. Didn't really need a lot of stuff doing, but you know what Ian's like. He pushed the vacuum around and just dusted quickly. You'd think the Queen was coming. But anyway, so they arrived about 11 and then went home about 7. So we spent the day, sat around the kitchen table talking, drinking cups of tea, obviously eating, that kind of stuff. There wasn't a lot of alcohol involved because they were driving, but hey ho. So that was Saturday, done. I'd already uploaded my mission inspiration videos and stuff and scheduled all those to go live, so there was no worry about that. And on Sunday, we kind of had a lazy day, just catching up on domestic stuff, doing laundry, and again, just cleaning, like we did the bathrooms and that kind of thing. So there was nothing really to report on Sunday. I did a full Sunday lunch, beef roast potatoes, Yorkshire puddings, vegetables, stuffing, all that kind of thing on Sunday. And by the time we actually sat down and ate that, it was like 7 o'clock. So we just kind of slumped into the lounge and just vegetated in front of the TV, in front of the Google box. And that was pretty much the weekend done and dusted. Kind of like a weekend off, if you like. So today like I said, I'm doing the website orders at the moment. So I've gone through all the website orders, I've pulled all the products, ready to package and then get labelled up and over to the post office later on this afternoon. At the moment, I'm just doing a full inventory of all my stencils in readiness for ordering in new stock, but also I've got 6 new prototype stencils that I'm going to send off to have cut, so that'll keep me going for further on into the year. So it's some nice ones. Well, I think they're nice anyway, otherwise I wouldn't be doing them, would I? But hey ho. So yeah, so got the inventory to do for the stencils, and then this afternoon Prime Minister Boris will be making another announcement about whether or not all restrictions are going to be lifted later on in the month. So that'll be interesting to see what he comes out with, because it looks as though we're still on track to lose the face masks. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that's going to be the case. I'll let you know later. So it's nearly 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon, and Prime Minister Johnson is just about to make his announcement. So we'll go get set up in front of the computer to record the screen, just to see what he says.
From step 4, we will remove all legal limits on the numbers meeting indoors and outdoors. We will allow all businesses to reopen, including nightclubs. We will lift the limit on named visitors to care homes and on numbers of people attending concerts, theatre and sports events. We will end the 1 metre plus rule on social distancing and the legal obligation to wear a face covering, although guidance will suggest where you might choose to do so, especially when cases are rising and where you come into contact with people you don't normally meet in enclosed spaces, such as obviously crowded public transport.
So that's it then. What is it? What do they call it, or what are people calling it? Freedom Day, or Liberation Day, Freedom
Well, we've not
Day.
really been in prison, have we? So
So all set then for to go ahead, unless anything drastically changes, on the 19th of July. So that's it. So the impact is, obviously, we no longer will have to wear face masks. It's down to us to decide how comfortable we are in an environment, as to whether or not we need to wear one or not. There will be certain instances I will still carry I will still carry my face mask with me for the foreseeable future, just in case you're in some closed proximity, small area, like when you go into a petrol station to pay.
oh yeah,
And the small,
yeah.
and you have to, I'll probably put one on then. If I ever need to get into a lift or an elevator, I'll still have one for that because it's an enclosed space. So I will still carry my face mask with me for the foreseeable future, probably. But if it's an open space like a supermarket or somewhere like that, well ventilated, and there's a lot of distance between, depending on how busy it is, then I'll make my mind up on the day. But apart from that, so no more social distancing, no more having to wear a face mask.
I should be wearing a face mask in certain circumstances as well.
Yeah, I think for you, when you're doing your steampunk shows, which is another good point, by the way, when you're in a small marquee, a small 3x3 metre marquee, that's a bit of an enclosed space.
I may have a face. Mike's mum's given me a visor.
Yeah, it's like a clear plastic sheet, isn't it?
Yeah.
With a headband on it, so you don't have to wear what we call the Darth Vader mask.
Yeah, I think I'll wear that when I do my shows because I don't want to breathe in people's fetid breath.
But the good news is,
Yeah.
obviously that means that all your shows can go back to normal now.
Yeah.
So all the ones that we were a bit worried about, that's it.
Well, we've got one this weekend in Nottingham, one next weekend after in Birmingham, the weekend after in Whitby, then the Asylum, of course, which has moved from Lincoln
had moved
Kelham.
to Kelham Hall, but we're not sure whether or not that's still going ahead now, because nothing to do with COVID. The company that owns Kelham Hall has gone into receivership,
So I personally think it will go ahead because the receivers want to get as much money in as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, fingers crossed. It's one of the biggest events of the year. So, and I'm looking forward to doing it. And I'm already working on my costume.
he is.
So life after the 19th of July can pretty much go back to normal.
Yeah, well, I think there'll be some stupid people out there who will go mad, and then they'll get themselves ill, and away we go again. But as Mr. Boris has said, it's up to you to wear the face masks and look after your own health.
Yeah, it's down to us.
Yeah,
it's down to us.
Yeah,
to make our own decisions on how comfortable we feel in our own, in what situations we find ourselves in. And I think obviously there will be people out there that'll just go, "Bleh."
Yeah, they will.
But they're the ones that'll catch it. So
that and the COVID deniers who want a good hiding, but don't get me started on that.
Anyway, that's the news.
Happy days.
Freedom Day is set for the 19th of July, and we couldn't be more ready for it.
Well, we could. We still haven't got any sun loungers.
Hey?
So for the sunshine.
What sunshine? It's July.
And it's raining.
That's it, summer's over. This is England, remember?
I was doing my Christmas shopping and put a cardigan on, I think.
So while Mr. Bentley's having a sniff, just having a little bit of a rest. So Ian's working like mad today. He's a little industrious beaver today. He's barely come out of his garage, his workshop. The announcement that the world is getting back to normal, well, the UK is getting back to normal later this month, has spurred him into even more action. And obviously the news that there's going to be no regulations on crowd sizes and venues and indoors and outdoors has also meant that today he's received a few emails from event organisers saying that events that we thought weren't going to be going ahead are going ahead. So he's been busy filling in booking forms and that kind of thing. So he's been a very busy boy today, which is why I've brought Mr. Bentley out for his WALK. Brought him out this morning and obviously again this afternoon, and the sun's come out for the first time in nearly 4 or 5 days. It's been awful, windy, rain, overcast. We even had some spectacular thunder and lightning storms the other night. So yeah, it's nice to be able to get out and have a little bit of fresh air. So I just put the poo bag in the bin while we can. So we're both enjoying this one.
Whilst Mike has been out with Mr. Bentley, I've been beavering away. And I have shown you what I've built today, or finished today. I've built, this is a containment vessel for a Cyberman. Massive Doctor Who fans, Mike and I, and so a lot of the steampunks that we know. In the dark it all lights up blue from the LEDs underneath. It's got a lovely time crystal inside. And I've also made or finished the clock. The clock looks brilliant. I shall turn the light off in a minute so you can see. We've got a red and blue reflector there. Got a jar with a time tube in it to collect the time, obviously. On this side we have a red LED, and behind it we have one of the new cage lights that I've discovered or have built to sell. So I've put one on there. It's got a large dial on top. And also you'll see when I turn the light off that the inside of the clock is actually lit green. So I'm also partway through with that one, but we'll talk about that later. And I'm just finishing off this time distillation device. It's based on a silver plated trumpet, and it has a containment vessel there which glows blue at the top when it's operational. I think that looks really good. It just needs a dial to go on here. But I'll just turn the light off and you can see, as you see, it's a little bit of a mess. I'm on with all sorts of different things. Well, you might like this. This is Fairy Magic collector. And that's the Fairy Magic inside in the bottle just to keep it safe. So I'll just turn the light off and we'll see what it looks like. You won't see the mess then. Okay, so there is the Cyberman all lit up. As I say, we've got a little bit of light coming in. Let's get to the light. There we are. And that's what it looks like. Inside the tube, or the glass rather. And then we have the clock. You've got the flashing dish, time collection tube, the red valve, and the multicolour. Also, you'll see the dial glows green. You can actually see a lot more in the flesh, but all that glows a green colour. And you'll see the Fairy Magic collector as well. So I've been quite busy trying to get ready for my show this weekend.
I think that's it. We've got everything. Got crisps. You need some crisps, some sort of crackers or whatever you fancy. Crisps or...
So, I'm in the car. I haven't got a new phone holder yet. This is the old one. I think, being the miser that I am, that I've managed to fix the old one. I think. We'll see whether this actually works long term. It may or it may not. Only time will tell. So Wednesday, the sun's come out today. It's a beautiful day. According to the forecast, there's no rain forecast at all today, which is nice. We had about a week or so of just constant rain. There's been maybe one day over the past week where it hasn't rained or hasn't been cold, and for July it's a bit annoying really, but hey ho, that's the weather for you. Totally unpredictable unless you live in a desert or the Antarctic. So yes, I'm going to do some shopping. I know I'm going shopping with Mum tomorrow, but there is some stuff that I need to get today. There's some things that I can't get from the shops where I normally take Mum shopping, if you know what I mean. Different brands, different stores sell different things. Mum's preferred place of shopping isn't necessarily where I can get the type of brand stuff that I like. So Ian likes a particular brand of shampoo and things like that you can't get from this particular store that Mum goes shopping to, so I have to go and do that separately. You know what I mean? I'm sure there are certain things that you would prefer that you can't get from every outlet. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go pick up a few bits and pieces. I need to go get some English mustard as well, because yesterday I decided, while I was taking the jar of English mustard out of the fridge, to play a juggling act with it, and it went up in the air and came down hard on the floor and ended up shattering and throwing bright yellow mustard and pieces of glass all over the kitchen floor. So if you've ever tried to clear up a gelatinous substance like mustard and glass all at once, you'll know what an absolute pain in the backside it is. I ended up having to sacrifice my dustpan and brush. The brush, obviously to get the glass, but it's also caked in mustard as well. A mop head, because fragments of glass and all that kind of thing. It was just a nightmare. And then I had to try and clean and remove the stains from the grout on the tiles, because mustard stains. So I had a right old day of it yesterday. But, you know, such is life. So my jury-rigged iPhone holder for the car didn't work, didn't last, and it broke on the way to the shops. But while I was in the shop, I found one on sale, so I purchased it, and that's what I'm using now. It may be a little bit slightly bumpier, but it's a bit steadier and it works a lot better than the broken one. And as it was on sale, it was a bargain. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.